just started toying around with this. And I don't know what. Because this is a different one, different variation of motivation via repetition. Via means through. Like, I guess one thing is the catalyst for another. That's what that means, basically. That's the nuance, the through part. Alright. What I'm gonna do though, duplicate this, and take that note. Do another gradation of what it was so we can have rid of that status different in that note. So that'll be something we can see like straight up by looking at it. And that's why I do this stuff. Because when the moment comes, you need to like refer and change something, and it's better to have some sort of visual bookmark. It's audio, so you're using your ear and your mind, but you want a visual representation because it doesn't conflict with what tabs you're open, basically. Like how your brain is processing that. Copy that though. Have it in there to be it seems like it would be right. Except I would change that. Wrong. There it is. It doesn't matter actually, it's the articulations there. fruit. That no length. I'm adding right there. And hotkey this too. There should be something right here. Take it right here and then split with Command E. Split that, and it's gonna pop. Oh, damn it! It's grabbing the whole thing. Click off, click on out. Just grabbing that. It's gonna be a pop. You know, you have to visualize what you would do first. You know what I'm saying? There we go. Wrench for settings. What's that pop up on the keyboard as you hit the note? Because I feel like that association between this notes would be great for your brain. Oh, the fingerprints show up there. That's cool. Okay. That actually sounded right already. Harmonic though, G sharp too. And pop F sharp too. Yeah. Yeah, fuck it, I could see that. There we go. Just gonna keep it right there. F sharp 2. Yep. Thought so. Oh, you bitch. I thought I can grab both. I think I still might be able to. It's quite the stretch though. If this fucking moves, clicked on the window and moved the cursor, maybe that'll highlight the window and I can drag. Oh, I can't. Damn it. Sorry if you're maybe if I hold shift I can grab both though. Think so, yeah. Cool. No, I can't see that. Sharp 2 is my pops. I wonder, I don't know if this is right, I'll take a guess. Just Command V and then show up in that spot, just look at the cursor there. sound like they don't move. I liked that. For some reason, I like that quite a bit. I want them to change this color so I can know that I fucked with that. Fucking copy that I already have it. They do it all fucking time. Gradation, I believe that's already up there, right? That might be the green. Like green is here. Green is here. I love. Now, even though my vision is not good, my appreciation for colors and beauty and those combinations, I feel like is a little bit something that I feel like I'm better at than a lot of folks. That's all. I'm seeing those 4x4s. It's okay. I think. I kind of like it as this, and I'm thinking I might put that at the end there, or somewhere in the middle, but I don't know what I did with this. I know this is this and this chopped, and there's just a segue as well. Manipulate that. Might keep that I still haven't listened to it. Actually, real quick, before I do that, listen back, I want to make sure I change the alternate guitar tone. I don't know why I just did that. I think I just added it on top of it. Sometimes that shrieks, I can't believe that. But I'm still going to get rid of it. That's the old one. And this is the new one, so I'm just revoicing the same instrument into something that makes it sound this way. Puts the effects on it. So I try to do as much as that as I can, like showing one sound and then displaying that with a different effect on it, and it sounds like a different instrument, like I achieved in the optimism stuff. There was at one point I took one of the guitars, or not actually, I thought I made I took a combination of guitar and piano and then affected the the shit out of them and made it sound like Oregon, like a far off in the distance Oregon with a bunch of reverb on it. And that was like suitable for the movement of that part. And, like, that wasn't planned. It just, that's how I knew to get the sound. And I think that's having access to a variety of instruments and being able to combine them. I think it's, I think it's a really good option. I think that we didn't have that top-down perspective to like know the relationship between instruments that complement each other. And I think the issue was a lot of people that play individual instruments feel like their egos were a little bit threatened by that, and it's okay. That's a healthy, it's okay to have your ego threatened. It's also okay to recognize it, and that's something that I felt before I produced. It was when I was playing music, and then felt, like who I looked up to, which was Trent Reznor, and and Mijou Mansour, and Tosin Abasi, and Akil Khani. People that they made everything. They were okay. Like the way they're recorded is typically, obviously you'd have to have and say this, but my impression was Trent Reznor performed everything on the album. I'm taking a guess here. I suggest hearing it from the source instead of hearsay. But I believe he would write and demo everything, and then in the second layer of that perspective, I would go to hire studio musicians or people that he have in the band on tour to record the part, perform it. And a lot of the instrumentation, people would, I've heard this perspective a lot from musicians, is like they would downplay the fact that a musician like that would use a drum machine for their stuff. Like, why don't you just get a drummer? But like, if you like the sound of that drum machine, it's a more of a taste choice. It's more of, instead of, like sometimes you want that to have groove and feel like a person. Sometimes you want it to feel like a machine, and like you can relate, as if you're a player, you can relate to that. Like, yeah. It's not like it's not something people aspires to. And if you're worried about, like, you want it to have feel, that's like not always appropriate, and sometimes it is. Like, in my opinion, if you can make something mechanical have feel to it, then that's that's really, really nice, actually. Like, that's, even though, like, they only had, like, one album and, like, another album where they had, like, some guest vocalists, and it was, like, there were some that were phenomenal, and there were some that were, like, whatever. skip. I want to get phenomenal stuff. So like, the band is called Telephone Tel Aviv, and they were just DJs, and the two of them made some really phenomenal music together. And the music had like, it it didn't it didn't feel inorganic. And I mean it was obviously, but it was like, give you know there was like a human element to it as well. There's a performer element as well. Like, because you wouldn't make the choice to put together this sound with that sound by reading what to put there. You have to have the person decide it. Moderate chorus. Hey, cool. Double clicked it and put it in there. Okay. I was thinking milliseconds, so like I was thinking point, like behind the decimal. So 618 milliseconds. And I might play nicely with 4. We'll find out. I've got to find that other way. Like that descending bit there, but I'll be able to switch out of the bass instinctually. I started to pay more attention to that because the volume on the guitar is a little lower, so it's standing out a bit. Kind of like that. This could go up though. Think. Ah, you fucking bitch. Go away for a second. Wait a second, why is that? Oh, whatever. Delete these guys. Highlight that, hit Command D, and jump in an automation or that. Oh. Oh, there we go. before I make a mistake, I like to go up here and do a save live set as. And I have a general idea. Interesting, like people who just like drive through in the middle of the night and just rev their engines and wake everybody up in the neighborhood when we're trying to sleep. I think that's the universe testing us to control anger. It's like I want to go fuck your car up or your bike or whatever the fuck and just make you like not do that shit and mess with people. Like that's not cool. It's just being so like selfish and narcissistic that you're worried about your own shit rather than just like not being a cunt. But like I think in order for a world like that to exist, I need to not be concerned about my feelings about their behavior. It's like a strange balance because like you have to not do that or else people are going to react, but you can also like recognize that the reaction is your own emotional thing too, so it's not fully your responsibility, and it's not their responsibility for how you feel about it either. So those are things that are good to consider, that whether it's correct or not, like it's a different thing, I guess. I'm not gonna have that be the same color as that one before it though. There we go, I guess. That even lower actually, because I switched the time signature where this begins and ends. Basically, see, these are blocks. Just cut half in there. It's half of the length of one of these blocks. Well, these are shorter, but it's half one of these. See this 9-2. There's, I guess not. Yeah, there's 4 in between each, so there's, yeah, it's a break, and let's just basically switch that. It's a different signature, and then it's in 6/4 right now. That doesn't prefer when that signature hits, but like I tried to match that one only with the guitar and not with everything else. Huh. It's a little too low then. That's better. I dig that. So, save live set because we already changed it. Alright. And shift R. 114.2. Yeah. Because it's 6, 8, and 74 beats from 114.2 tends to even out. Makes sense. You know. I don't know how to quite articulate that. Makes sense, I guess. Yeah, I dig that. It's getting stuck in my head. I know I'm sitting here making them right now, but it's always a good sign of something to make it stuck in my head. we'll see how that is. Like doing something and like I got a riff stuck in my head. Like that's happened to me a couple times, and it's always been a really good time. Holy Eye, music, Reball, AL12, White Flight, Double Clip. And playlist. Yeah, I'm doing that. hiring musicians to play those recordings and the concerts. Like I said, I don't know if that's exactly how that happened or not. I do know more about the process of how Misha Mansour, both Misha and Tosin Abasi, were actually, they lived in the same city, I guess, or pretty close to one another, and they were able to work together. The Periphery stuff, like the first album, Misha made those songs before he met people online that could do what he wrote. Basically, they were the performers. He couldn't do that stuff himself. You know, you can't go on tour with a band and just press play. I mean, you can. You know, I've seen it done, but like, just press play on your computer and be like, look, I made these 3 guitar parts and all this other stuff. You want to hire people to do that. So that's what that band was. I think it's evolved into they contribute creatively now, but like I think that the way it began, it was like, this is what I can do, and you know, like if people like that or not, like that's cool. But same thing with Tosin. He was thinking about quitting guitar and doing whatever, but like, because he was so invested in his stuff, and he had a deal with Sumerian Records to have an album out in like a pretty short amount of time, and like, I'm assuming he got that from playing live guitar, sitting in for somebody, for doing Born of Osiris stuff, so they could, you know, continue touring. I guess someone who's injured or something. Or maybe they were between other guys, I'm not sure. But like, he built connections and, you know, was known to be a good guitarist, I guess, through that. That's, I'm assuming that's how it went. I don't know, I'd have to, you know, hear that from them, but he had this record, but he didn't have the band that could make this record. He didn't have a means to record it, but he had to like have it done by certain. He already to the label is late, man. I'm just thinking about quitting playing because, you know, this drama is a little much, and like those two, he went to Misha's apartment and they recorded. I think apartment, really, and they recorded their stuff on like a laptop or something. This whole first Animals Later album was recorded by those two on a laptop with a drum program. They ended up getting, I think Misha asked Matt Halpern. It was somebody he'd seen playing, and Matt Halpern now plays drums for his band Periphery. But like, he wanted to, you know, I guess they had somebody performing on an electric kit. I don't know, but that's what I heard. And I guess that's what Matt did, was performed on an electric kit. They might have done that later as well, I'm not sure. But that was interesting and inspiring to me to like realize like I could make stuff and just kind of like put it out, and that, you know, I don't think that I'm quite as patient or as savvy as somebody like Misha or somebody like Logic, who was a rapper that like I knew that made really unique, complex, like he made like a record like movies almost. Like they were an experience. And he did that out of his own imagination and work ethic, and just like wanting to become really good at music, and just like directing something. So it's a different lane, and like, you know, like Nipsey Hussle said, like, stay in your lane, man. Do what you do. It's like it's too crowded in everybody else's lane. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't like try and force your way in there. Just make your own lane. Just and stay in it, motherfucker. You know, don't worry about. You know, it's difficult because I love progressive music, and I feel, and there's literally groups about like being a snob about it, and like that is not my kind of people. The snobbiness. It's just like, go ahead, you can be snobby, but like don't. I'm not trying to like hang out with those people. I talk to them. You know what I'm saying? So like that's to me that's like creative kryptonite. Like that's fucking poison for creativity. Being too snobby about being too good. That's your ego. You know what I'm saying? That's poison for a creative. You know, I obviously it'd be nice to have some, but it's not. It's not something I intend to have more or less of. Go actually. Good night.